One signing you've made so far has been a permanent one. Is that something that you're aiming to do more of and have fewer loans, or is it necessary that you're going to have a mixture?
You have to have a mixture. You know, it's clubs of our size can't operate on just on one place, and you'd have to have help along the way with them. I'm open to bringing another permanent today, and possibly one or two loans before the window shuts.
Is that where you think you are? 2, 3 needed, perhaps?
You'd always strive to be better, and you'll never ever sit on your laurels and say we've cracked it here. We've had an upturn in form. Not so much upturn in performance. We've had a little bit of luck along the way. And as much as I say we've had a little bit of luck, we've just had an absence of bad luck. And then the cycle starts again and we get the sending off. So we'd just like to be a little bit more offensive in our play. You know, Joe Pritchard being out has been a really big loss for us, because he's probably one of the best players in the league at running at people, and that's something that we just haven't got enough of at the moment in our squad. So we might try and rectify that. Hopefully Rosario will give us a little answer to that, or one of the answers to that. And you're always looking to be better, you're always looking to be more attacking, more offensive, score more goals, keep them out the other ends. That easy.
Are you in a better position though than you've been in previous seasons, in the sense that if you don't get the signings you need, you've got an under-23 set up, and players like Lee and Coyle have already shown that you can step up and almost establish yourself?
23 has been vital for us this year. They've given us a foundation that, you know, when suspensions and injuries make you wobble and you're really desperate for players. We've got players who are training with the first team every day who can step into that environment, and as you've said yourself, you know, Coley's one who's made a big impact. Louis Mansell's played a bit as well. You know, a couple of others have got on. So you need that, and you need that underneath us to protect us from calamitous injuries or suspension.
I heard how upset you were with the red card at the weekend, and you've talked before about kind of a cycle of things going against you and feeling really frustrated. How do you stop that frustration boiling over? Not just from you talking in the interview after the game, but there's been a fine, hasn't there, for Shrewsbury for failing to control your players. How do you kind of have that swan thing going on where loads of things are going on under the surface, but you look calm and reserved above it?
It's difficult. And you know, I personally think the fine for the Shrewsbury thing was very, very unfair. You know, Ross has made a challenge. It's a foul. 7 or 8 of their players have run, and what's our players supposed to do? Just leave them. And I think incidents like that should be taken in context. I think it was an unfair fine.
Is there still a bit of a feeling that because of Accrington's stature or reputation, you're an easy target?
You can bring that on yourself. You know, you can play the victim. We're not going to do that. You know, it's been documented. I don't think we have had the rubber degree on numerous occasions since we've been in the Football League. But we'll just keep trying our hardest. All we can do is influence things that we can influence, so that we're in our control. And you know, suppose I've mellowed a lot by realising that things that are out of your hands, you know, it's difficult to have an input on. And you know, we've got a good set of lads in there. You've seen how hard they worked to get a point. Now you might say it's only a point, but you know, if you value a point that highly, you're going to do your damnedest to get them. And then if you've got that spirit in the team and that ethos, that every point's precious, you've got a set of lads who prepare to work really hard, and we've seen that also.
We talk about disciplinary stuff. You play Sunderland this weekend. Their manager's been in hot water for what went on in the week. Potentially could be sat in the stands rather than the dugout this weekend. What is it like when the manager becomes the story rather than the footballers?
I've had it a few times myself. I mean, sitting in the stands here, it's the difference between sitting there and there. So, I think sometimes you get things happen in front here, and it's difficult to get yourself away from that situation. And I don't know whether if you will get suspended or not, but you know, I think you have enough influence on the team, so I think that's a little bit immaterial. And I like football games to be spoken about by what the players do on the pitch, not what goes on, not the referee, not the managers, not incidents that have gone on in the game. And too often this season, the football's been a sideshow to the dramas that's going on.
I know you think that the performances have been pretty consistent and you've perhaps not got the rewards earlier in the season. Are you a different proposition for Sunderland now than if you'd played a month ago, or will they see lots of very similar things, just that you've been getting results?
Good question. We played really well at their place. I think we had 23 shots at their place. We attacked them really well. Game could have gone either way. And probably 6 weeks ago we were leaking goals like a sieve. And it was difficult to put your finger on it because we were defending quite well in them games, but we just get punished for every mistake we made. You just got to keep, it's an ongoing process, and we're not going to sit back and say, oh, we're now, you know, we're watertight our defence. You know he's working on that, and we know the threat that Sunderland will pose, and they even posed the threat the other night with 10 men, so we've got to be mindful of that. But we've got to start focusing on what we're going to do to teams, particularly at home, and we've got to put pressure on them and get them worrying about our players, because we've got good players, good attacking players who can create and score goals and can play some good football, and that's what we've got to focus our planning on.
How are you looking on the personnel? Obviously you've got a suspension of your own with Liam Coyle, but how's the rest of the personnel looking?
Tommy Lee, touch and go. The long termers, more just slowly getting back to fitness, I think. And had a little bit of sickness in the camp as well, but not too bad, so we've got enough to feel the team.